Why do we have to wait even longer, man? What is this? Welcome back home for the 2026 edition of ERO and the most autistic tier that we have, which is F2. We have someone back on the track. As Rob Knable is literally crashing out in the chat, who was injured suspiciously by David Ann tugging him too hard, which is Mr. Macaulay Beard. Where is he? What car is he in? We'll ride on board with somebody. Bjorn. Habibi Bjorn. Retiring next season, so... Well, that's the end of Bjorn's qualifying anyway. Going on to Yeast, as Bjorn has retired. If you DSQ, retiring puts you ahead of the people who have invalidated. Just a pro tip for you all. Pro tip for you all. As I'm riding solo, because Yeast has fucked off and decided to race, Andrei Feschenko has joined somehow. Any sign of Rob Knable? Nobody cares about this. Let me just try and get Rob in. He's actually the main... Rob's a good lad. Where is he? What's his name? Angry Racer. Laggy Racer. I got here. Where is he? Mr. Balasic. Rio Harris. Where is he? This must not be online. I just told you, if you invalidated, retire. Does no one listen to me as Darrell Ann goes P15? Let's see the chat. Good evening, Luis. I hope you enjoyed your adventure in F3 as Ricardo Chiverin goes into P1 and he will go into F1 after this race. David Ann in P2, Maris Havali in P3, Sam Kent in P4. So the usual top three, but the usual suspects in the top four. David Ann's a bit of an outlier. Fat Ronaldo in P5, Regan McKinnon. P6, Johnny Racer. Noise, you dipshit. Aaron Stone, Alex Theodore, Carl Whiteside, Remco Crashgate, Barry Kruger, Edzak, Daryl and Luis. The rest did not set a time. We have 12 laps of a sprint race coming up. If you are just joining us, good evening. Welcome to your weekend. Who the hell is this? It's Laggy. What are you coming after my internet for? You're Laggy. Anyway, good evening, everybody. Welcome to your weekend. Welcome to your Friday night here. It looks to be a dry sprint race as we are going to get underway with everyone has to... I think everyone has to select the medium tires. Regardless of such, we got 12 laps here. I think we've got 26 in the race. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Oh God, it's been a while since we did comms. I feel like it's been over a month with the holiday season and everything else. So, we hope you all had a nice Christmas. Hope you all got your presents, whatever you wanted. You ate enough food that you became fat, and now are depressed about it, seeing as it's January. Apart from that, yeah, spend it with family, spend it with friends, do it. Oh. With friends. Anyway, we're going to get underway. Sprint race 2026 F2, first race of the season. It's away. Who gets the best start? Ricardo doesn't look to get about one, but here comes David Ann. He's tugged in behind, and Maritabali already there as well. As Sam Kent getting involved, the Ferrari of Fat Ronaldo forced off the track by a mile. That's going to bring Regan McKinnon up to P5. Johnny Racer currently in P7. Noise is still shit. Aaron Stone, Alex Theodore, Carl Whiteside, and Remco Sweets going side by side. And there's a bit of Antonelli carnage into turn 3. Someone get the terrorist music out, please. It wasn't all that bad, though. As David Ann has taken P1 off Ricardo, they're going to go side by side. Is there going to be a repeat between Lewis Hamilton and Alex Albon? Not yet. The Austrian painter. Wait a second. How come the V-Carb has different liveries? Because Remco's one was a bloody pink Power Ranger one. Keza and Luis battling for P16. Bjorn is at the back of the pack. Good evening, Jean. David Ann will lead this race after one lap. As DRS gets enabled. I think he's on the hards. He is. Okay, so it depends on your allocation, and obviously. Further down the track, Maritab and Sam Kent getting involved in it. I have a funny feeling this half of the season, Maritab is not going to get any quarter from anybody. You know? As Regan getting past Fat Ronaldo for P4. And a bit of ghosted driving there by Mr. Fat Ronaldo, Mateus Concha. Anyway, moving around the pack here, nobody really battling just yet, as David's already checked out. He's 7/10s clear. Remco and Edzak into turn 4. Keeping it nice and safe, unlike the shit show that was the F3 race. As Rob Canabo wants to get into the lobby, and we want to facilitate that. Moving back on, as Ricardo Shiver and Sam Kent all setting the fastest lap, as here he comes hunting down Mr. David Ann. So you really don't want to have DRS. It's okay to lose the position here, as long as it's relatively tight. But Ricardo's going to be clever about this. I think he's just about actually gotten away with that. But David's going to keep the position, at least for now. As a yellow flag on the track somewhere, as these two are going to be battling away. Ricardo doesn't have DRS. David does, and just like that, being clever about it, as we said. We don't want to see the telemetry. We want to see the track map. That's what we want to see here. As nobody has pit yet for any damage or replacements. As Noise the back of the pack. Maybe he is right. Maybe he is shit. Anyway. So Sam very close here to the back of Ricardo. So the person at risk here is actually David, because Ricardo will be protected by David's DRS. But it's Sam who might get the double overtake if he gets just that right exit. But he hasn't got the battery for it. And Ricardo's got buckets of battery. Alex Theodore, first driver of the day to get a track limit warning. And you see, just like that, look how close Ricardo's able to follow David there. Dirty air not affecting his car at all. Into the new year. Has he brought some hacks or upgrades? We will find out. Keza's second person of the day, and there's going to be a little lunge here, is it? No, he's playing it smart this time. But look at that, on the outside, Sam Kent there in turn 3. I feel like I'm at a racetrack. Now, Regan McKinnon, a bit of ways away at the moment. Fat Ronaldo's in pursuit of him. But up the front for the lead here. Ricardo's still not able to make a move, but here comes Sam Kent. Rob Canable's joined, and just like that, Sam has forced Ricardo off the track. Ooh la la, we have a bit of action here already in F2, 4 laps in, and the first bit of spice between the championship contenders has happened. In hindsight, Sam should not have gotten a race ban or qualifying ban for taking out Ladd. He deserved it, he was a wanker. Okay, well, he still deserved the qualifying. They still deserved the penalty, but like, that guy was a dick. So, this is my public apology to Sam Kent. Anyway, Yeast in P8 at the moment after having a disappointing qualifying session. Getting back up the field is Regan McKinnon in P3. Mateus Konchakachakinski, aka Mr. Fat Ronaldo, in P4. Edzak and Alex Theodore fighting back down the field for P10. Remco riding his own race here, holding up a little bit of a train. Maritab Ali's all the way down in P12 as he makes an attempted move on not one but 2 drivers, makes a bit of contact with Edzak's car, then it immediately gives the position back to Alex. Alex, not the right driver to go side by side with here in the track, Maritab. This is going to end in tears, I can tell you now. We can see Maritab's front end plate for now, but will we see it later? Well, it looks like he's gotten the move done. Fair enough. Alright, well, okay. Fair enough, we won't say anything. We'll move on. Andrei Feschenko, you good lad, how are you? I like the way Ivan Belov trolled you really badly. Ricardo closing in on his prey here. Mr. Fat Ronaldo. But David Ann. Daryl Ann with a penalty. But yeah, David Ann leading this race, and I'm not going to say comfortably, but Well, Sam has no battery. David's got a mild amount of battery. Ooh, Sam's had a big wobble there. Ricardo up to P4. Well, he's battling here with Mateus. Down on the run down to turn 4. They're both going to have DRS. It's a good old-fashioned drag race, which has been won by the V-Carb. Daryl and Carl fighting at the back of the pack here, with Keza also getting involved. Bjorn's into the pits. These camera angles are horrible, man. Another V-Carb livery. This is the third one I've seen. As Bjorn has indeed retired, unfortunately for them. Johnny Racer riding in P6, closing into the back of the Ferrari. I'm fine, but that cheeky stuff I haven't felt. You should fight him when you become an admin. You should have an admin duel with him. V-Carb does indeed have 3 liveries. Anyway, no more moves happening now. David's broke the DRS of Sam as well, which is great news for him. David Ann on course to win the sprint race. Noise and Carl fighting. Remco with time penalties. It is all happening here. Alex Theodore has retired from the session as well. As we see Noise go a bit wide there in the exit of turn 1. Maritab's up to P9. He's recovering quite well. Daryl and Keza are fighting as Maritab and Edzak go to turn 3. Now, look who's next on Maritab's hit list. It's Mr. Macaulay Beard. Further back up the field, Sam Kent's been overtaken by Regan McKinnon. But he's not giving this one up just yet. Sam is using a lot of battery. Ricardo has 100% of his battery left. And this is just playing into David Ann's hands. If David Ann ever complains about being an F2 ever again, he's going to have 2 race wins under his belt this season. It's shocking stuff. Shocking stuff. Wait, where's the other McLaren sandbagger? I just realised we've got the Ambros in the McLarens. I'm telling you, it's coming, Andre. It's coming. Ukraine will be represented in the admin team. As a load of drivers get time penalties here. And Ricardo, just like that, back up to P2, avoiding the mess between himself and Kent. Or should I say, cleaning up the mess. Bit of wheel spin there from Sam. He's really struggling now on those medium tyres. They're going to be screaming as they are at the end of their life. Johnny Racer in the packet bus. Further down here, we got Aaron Stone and Fat Ronaldo getting involved into turn 4. Everyone seems to be, though, being reasonably well behaved. Yeast at the back. I know he's behaved. Yeast at the back here of this little train. As he's whoop! I think I know what Mr. Beard is doing. He is playing his games. He is playing his games. Yalla yalla Bastian Habibi Vries. As David Ann still holding a 2-second lead. And Regan needs to push. Regan does need to push. Bastian, you've been retiring as an admin for the last 10 years. Remco with another 3-second time penalty. Noise with a 3-second time penalty. Oh God. Lots of chaos happening here at the moment. Fat Ronaldo now getting involved here. There's going to be potentially 4 wide here into turn 4. And there's a bit of contact there between Yeast and Mateus. That's going to damage Yeast's wing 100%. Johnny Race is the victim here. He's losing a lot of positions as a result of that. But here he comes on the inside of turn 6, I think it is. So this is a lovely camera angle. Let's stay with this here. As the Sauber and the Mercedes going side by side with the Ferrari just ahead here. And look at that. Very clean from the 2 of them. Oh, they're out of view now. Well, okay, that was a nice camera angle. Noise is indeed washed, Jean. And Johnny Racer is going to have to cede that position to Mr. Yeast here. Sam Kent is closing in on the back of Regan McKinnon. As Barry Kruger, who I often say is the fastest driver in this tier, just no consistency, gets a 3-second time penalty. Remco and Edzak fighting further down the field. Edzak has decided to leave the session in disgust of being overtaken by Remco. We'll try and get Edzak in. Am I friends with Edzak? No comment. Carl Whiteside with a 3-second time penalty. A lot has happened in these 10 laps. A lot of stuff to commentate. Oh, Yeast and Shark! Yeast and Maritab! Well, I had a feeling Yeast was going to make it difficult. Is that David Clark? There's no David Clark. David Clark had a temper tantrum about ERO and left. Am I doing comms tomorrow? No, I think Sparrow is doing comms tomorrow. As Noise is DNF'd. But where? He's DNF'd in the middle of the track. Like, okay, weird. Jean Yeast is a defending champion in this tier. However, the spotlight is not going to be on him. Is Johnny Racer going to make a move on Mateus here? He's not. And Aaron Stone, oh, speaking of Aaron Stone, he's quietly in P5. Obviously he's got a penalty, so he's going to drop down to P7. But yeah, now, Sam still not charging that battery. Ricardo has a lot of battery. David has a lot of battery. Yeast is Shark again. I keep missing it. I'm just going to stay on this battle cam for the rest of this race. And here comes Maritab looking at Yeast. Oh! What was that by Remco? What was that? Remco Smeets out of nowhere. John Cena, Maritab's ass. Maritab's going to report that. He hurt his feelings. Right, 1 lap shootout for P8 between Maritab and Yeast. And here comes the Shark, drag racing his way into turn 1. But he's not going to have DRS now, is he? At least I don't think he is. Well, what was the point of that? Alright, well, these two, the old championship rivals, they're going to go at it. Has Yeast saved enough battery? He has indeed, but he's going to make the move now. Oh, there's contact there! Ay, caray. Maritab Ali will keep the position, but this is not done yet. And here comes Macaulay Beard. He's going to take the outside line. No, he's going to try a switchback. He's going to try and do Maritab Ali. Doesn't get it done, though. Okay, so has he got another chance to overtake him? Is Remco going to send it from a mile back again? Maritab changing his lines here, being ever so cheeky, it must be said. David Allen will win the race. Yeah, well done. Who gives a shit? Back to this fight here, and it looks like Maritab Ali is going to win it. That was aggressive racing, it must be said. Remco with another 3 seconds just for the crowds. Yeast goes a mile off the track. Well. Darrell Ann in P11. Barry Kruger in P12. Audi's F1 team is sponsored by Revolut. Interesting. David Ann wins the sprint race. May I all remind you that he messaged me saying that he is too slow for F2. Ricardo Shiver in P2, Regan McKinnon in P3, Sam Kent in P4, Johnny Racer, Fat Ronaldo, The Dildo, Maritab Ali, Edzak has joined, Yeast and Fingers round out the top 10. Then we've got Remco, Barry, Carl, Luis, Kieran, Edzak, Noise, Alex, and Bjorn. I think Bjorn did not finish, as far as I remember. And that is the scandal in the sprint race. What are we waiting for here? Come on, let's get a move on. Here, why am I stuck? Oh. Wow. So how do I get out of this? Can I get out of this?